Yellow class, I hope you have a good Wednesday. Just got our joke for the day today, courtesy of Justin Fletcher's joke book. Are you ready? Let's have a look. What do you call a snowman in August? A puddle. If you've got any good jokes at home, feel free to send them in and I will read them out and share them with the rest of the class. So today is the 1st of April, which means it is April Fool's Day today. There are no foolish things on here, I'm afraid, because I couldn't think of anything to do. But it is April Fool's Day, so remember that the month has changed over. If you've got a calendar, you might need to turn over to the next month. So, phonics today, we're again still thinking about that OR sound, but today we are looking at the OR sound being made by the A and the W. Okay, this one tends to be in two different places. It can be in the middle of words, or sometimes it's on the end of words. So this OR sound can be in two different places. And if we have a look at some words with this OR sound in them, we've got ork, hawk, or You can use these words, you can have a go at making your own games. I'm not sure, I'm going to check about the Phonics Play code to see if that still works. It was still working, and when you go onto Phonics Play, you want to click on the teachers part, and there are a few more resources in there. If not, make up your own game, have a go at reading these words, and have a go at spelling some words with that OR sound in them. Now, guided reading today. What we're going to do today is we're going to have a think about Sir Charlie Stinky Socks and all of those characters that were in those books. Now, I've made a list of most of them. There are a few others that aren't on there. You've got people like the princess, the king, the blacksmith's daughter, Envelope, the good grey mare, the wizard, the blacksmith, the gobbly. There are lots of different characters in these stories, and I want you to think today about which of these characters you would like to be and why you would like to be that character. So I want you to think really carefully about what was special about that character and why you would like to be them. And you can write me a few sentences telling me about which one you want to be. For our maths today, I'd like you to have a go at playing totality. So that's what this little board game here is. If you haven't had a go at playing this already, I will run through the game. I will be honest, there are no real set rules for this game. You can change and make up the rules as you want as you're playing them. And if you play it one way a few times, you might want to change the rules and play it a different way. I've only ever played it with two people. I don't know how it works if you've got more than two people. The first way that I learnt to play this was each of you take it in turns to put your counter on the board, and as you're playing, the first person to get to 21 is the winner. Okay, so the aim of the game is to get to 21. So the blue counter has been put on the number 6. So what I would do is I write my number 6 down. You might need a piece of rough paper, or you could work in your maths book to do this. And when it's my turn, I'm going to move my counter. Now I can't move my counter more than one of these. So from here, I might move my counter to here. So now I'm on the number 5. So I've got 6 add 5 is 11. So I'm on 11 at the moment, and then it will be my partner's turn. Now my partner is on 3. So my partner's on 3, and my partner is going to move, maybe they're going to move to 6. So then they are on 9. And you would keep doing that until the first person gets to 21. You can't get over 21, so sometimes you might get to a point where you have to use the 0, or you have to think a little bit tactically about what you're going to do, because you can't have more than 21, you can only get to 21. There are other ways of playing it. Sometimes we introduced a rule where when you're starting, you can only start on the outside, you can't start on the number 6. Often when we're playing, we try and have it that you can't go back to a number. So if you were on 5, you went to 1, you couldn't go back to 5 again, you'd have to move to another number. So that's another rule that we've had. We have done it where we've started from 21 and we take away each time. So similar, but we're using different mental math skills. I did play with somebody in school the other day, and what we did was we were using multiplication. Oh, that's how we did it. When we multiplied, what we did was, say I was on 6 and I moved to 5, we were doing 6 times 5 is 30, and then maybe if I moved again, so I was still on 5, then maybe I moved to the 2, so that was 10, and then I was adding the numbers up. So obviously we had a bigger number that we had to get to because it wasn't going to take us long to get to 21. I actually think 21 would have been a bit hard to get to because it might have been too small. So there are lots of ways you can play totality. As I say, all you would need is a couple of counters and maybe a piece of scrap paper to draw or write your calculations on to help you work them out. Easter story. So we're carrying on thinking about the Easter story, and today we're thinking about the order of the Easter story. Now on here we've got some of the main parts of the Easter story, and we have got some days of the week. I want you to think about which day of the week they happened on. Now if you can't quite remember, because I know we haven't been in school to share the Easter story, you can use some of the videos on YouTube which tell you the story of the Easter story, or you may have to have a little bit of a look, maybe use Google to search up to give you some ideas of the Easter story to help you remember which order it goes in. So you've just got to join those up with lines. Then there is a little comic strip that you can have a go at. So you've got some sentences on here. You need to read the sentences and draw a picture that represents what's happening at that part of the Easter story. So have a little look at that and make sure you're doing that. Our handwriting today, we are looking at the vowel at the I vowel. So I just starts on the line, goes up and down and dot. Then we're joining an I and an M. And again, we need to remember that our M isn't just 2 bumps. We have to go up, down, around, around, off. Up, down, around, off. And an M sits between those 2 lines. So when we're joining the I, we do the I and then the M. Then we've got the word, let me have a little look, him. We've got the word him, so H is a tall letter, goes all the way to the top, all the way down, halfway up and round, into the I, and then into the M. So watch that again, it goes all the way up, all the way down, halfway up, round, into the I, and then into that M. And then don't forget on a Wednesday, there's always a little secret one on the back, and we have got the word slim. So we're starting off with that S. So our curly S, we come all the way up, all the way down, into our I, and then into our M. So watch that again, S starts on the line, curly, curly, S, all the way up, all the way down, halfway up and down, and then into our M. Okay, that's our handwriting. And as always, I've put those things on there about getting physical. That is important for you as much as keeping your mind active. We need to keep our bodies active to make sure that we are doing things. Make sure that you are practicing your reading and that you're reading for 15 minutes a day. You've got plenty of time at home to maybe get on with some reading. If you can't read to somebody for 15 minutes, maybe read to an adult for 5 minutes and then try reading on your own for 10 minutes or something like that. Just see how you get on with that. So that's our activities for Wednesday. And as I reminded you yesterday, you have got your spelling shed activities on there. If you want to do any mental warm-up for your maths, you can do some counting, practice your times tables, or you might want to have another go at bingo. Don't know how bingo went. Miss Allington said it worked well today with the children that she had in class, so hopefully it worked okay for you at home. Hope you have a good Wednesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Well done, yellow class.